Police is following me. They just stopped me. I'm gonna kill myself. Let me eat a piece of marijuana. Are you really gonna do that? Are you freaking kidding me? Why would somebody try to eat some marijuana? Marijuana... Oh my gosh. Look, Michael, look. This is not a stash of freaking candy. You're not... You can't eat this. Why are you being a kid in a beach trying to eat the sand? Look, you're not supposed to do that. It's freaking marijuana, and you're smoking it at the same time. How the heck can you do that? How the heck? Why are you doing this? You're with the Lions. Okay, you never know what's going to happen to the start. What if they call you up, and you're in prison? You're sitting your butt in prison, and they need you. You're going to cost the Lions a win. You know, never know how good you can be. Look at Tim Tebow. You didn't expect him to be that good. I mean, how the heck? Why are you doing these things? Jeez. You guys have to be more mature. You're in the NFL. You're not in the freaking Little League. Come on. So there you go. That's the Ridley segment and the rant of the day. Brought to you by the SP Show. So, are you really kidding me? He's trying to eat marijuana. Oh my gosh. I just don't know what to say, you know. We're going to go to commercials, and coming back, we're going to analyze the men's championship game, Kansas, Kentucky, and the women's championship game, Notre Dame, Baylor. We are also going to... I'm also going to tell you guys my prediction for tonight's opening day match between the defending champion St. Louis Cardinals and the Miami Marlins. So we'll do that coming back in the SP Show. You know what? You gotta admit that Tim Tebow, what he wants to do is bring the Jets to the top. That's what he wants to do. He wants to make the Jets a playoff team. He wants to be a solid backup quarterback. He wants to be the best backup quarterback in the history of the National Football League. I don't know what to tell you. I just can't be your... I am only a sports show, talk show host. The only thing I can tell you is that any guy of the sport that kneels down to the Lord, I'm not saying that anything wrong with that, I'm just saying that any guy like him is good because he's focused on his work and he's committed to his goals. And if you ask me, he is definitely better than Drew Stanton. Anyhow, Drew Stanton is in Indianapolis. There's just no excuse. Tim Tebow is going to be better than Drew Stanton. We just have to see how much better he is going to be. But that he's going to be better is the truth. Now, if you're going to tell me Tim Tebow is going to be the best backup quarterback in the NFL, you know what I'm going to tell you? It's not happening. Tune in to the SP Show. YouTube.com/user/capital S lowercase p capital S lowercase PORTS capital C lowercase ORNER. YouTube.com/user/SpSportsCorner. Make sure to tune in and subscribe now. The SP Show. Everything sports related and a bit more. Alright guys, we're back on the SP Show. So, as I said, we're going to analyze the Kansas-Kentucky game. But first, there are a couple of things, well, a couple of players that are saying they're going to enter the NBA draft. You have Weber State guard Lillard headed to the NBA draft. You have UNC's Marshall UNC's point guard, Kendall Marshall, he takes the Bob Cousy Award as the top point guard. Washington's Rodden headed to the draft. So, just a couple of players that are going into the draft. But now let's analyze Kansas-Kentucky championship game. So, you have Kentucky getting their 8th national title. They beat Kansas Jayhawks. Look, I wanted Kansas, but I knew Kentucky would manage to win it. I mean, Kansas, they were pretty close, but, I mean, they still lost. So Kentucky won 60-69. So in field goal percentages, Kentucky had 35 and Kansas 35, Kentucky 41. 3-point percentage, 45 Kansas, 42 Kentucky. Free throws percentage, 66% Kansas, 71 Kentucky. Fouls, 16 Kansas, 15 Kentucky. Largest lead, 2 for Kansas, 18 Kentucky. So for the game leaders, you have Deshaun Taylor. He had 19 for Kansas. Then you have Doron Lamb, 22 for Kentucky. For rebounds, you have Robinson for Kentucky. He had 17. You have Anthony Davis, 16. Great player. Kentucky. Set to be the first overall pick by the Charlotte Bobcats. Assists, Taylor, 3 for Kansas, 5 Kentucky. 2 steals by Withey for Kansas, 3 by Anthony Davis, Kentucky. Blocks, 4 Withey for Kansas, 6 blocks for Kentucky from Davis. So, I mean, on paper, Kentucky pretty much won this. But, let's see. So, Kansas, they shot 37.2% inside the paint. Jayhawks had 11 of the 3 attempts. It was the most blocks ever in the national championship game. Previous record was 10 by Florida in 2006 and Connecticut last year. Anthony Davis blocked or altered 18.2% of opponents' 2-point field goal attempts during the championship game, including 15.7% against Kansas in the championship game. Davis finished tied with Joakim Noah 2006 and the second most blocks, 29, in a single tournament, and had an additional 28 altered shots. Kentucky outscored Kansas 20-9 in transition, including 18-0 in the first half. It was their 6th straight game that the Wildcats outscored their opponents in transition, and the 5th time in 6 tournament games that they scored 20-plus transition points. 4 different Wildcats in transition scored, led by Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, another NBA first-rounder, with 7 points. Kansas's loss to Kentucky means that the Jayhawks fell short of their second title in 5 years. They tied Duke for the most losses in a championship game in the tournament history. Anthony Davis had 74 rebounds in the tournament, 4th highest total in a single championship in the last 40 seasons. Thomas Robertson had 75. 2nd highest total in the last 40 seasons. Anthony Davis is the 4th freshman to win the Final Four Most Outstanding Player award. The last to do it was Carmelo in 2003. This is just the 6th time in the last 20 years that all 3 games in the Final Four were decided by 8 points or fewer. It so happened in 1999. This is just the 2nd time since the tournament expanded to 64 teams in 1985 that the average margin of victory in all tournament games has been less than 10 points. Kentucky is the 4th team in the last 30 years to enter the tournament as the AP number 1 ranked team and win the championship, the last to do it with Duke in 2001. Kentucky now has 6 wins for 2 seats. That is the most such wins of any team. One more than Villanova, Georgetown, North Carolina, and their opponent Kansas. So that's analysis of the Kansas-Kentucky game. Then you have Baylor winning 80-61 against Notre Dame. Great job by Baylor. They ended the season 40-0. So great job by them, but great job by Notre Dame for getting that far. So you have MLB starting today. You have St. Louis and the Miami Marlins. So the defending champions travel to the newly relocated team, the Miami Marlins. So the Cardinals, I project them to win tonight 4-3 in the 10th inning. And sorry, yeah, I'm kind of tired. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, 4-3 in the 10th inning. Then tomorrow's games are as follows: Red Sox Tigers. I project Tigers to win it 4-2. Braves Mets. I project the Braves to win 3-1. Phillies Pirates. I project the Phillies to win 6-4. Nationals Cubs. I project to win 3-2 in the 11th inning. Blue Jays Indians. Blue Jays win it 4-2. Marlins Reds. I project the Marlins to win 4-1. And then the Dodgers Padres. I project the Dodgers to win 4-3 in regulation. So there you guys go. Those are my projections for baseball. No show tomorrow. On Friday or Saturday, I don't know yet, but we will have a half-day special for the NFL. I know it's early, but I might not be able to record for the next upcoming weeks. I'm just going to be too busy. So on Friday or Saturday, pretty much next show, really quickly, we're going to analyze the St. Louis Cardinals Miami Marlins game, and then we're going to look at the draft and the most important players and everything. Pretty much analyze every single player. So that's pretty much it. Just real quickly, let's look at the NBA games for tonight. Let's see. Let me see. So NBA games for tonight. I mean, I'm just gonna project the good games, the ones that actually affect the playoffs, like I always do. Let's see. So the NBA games for tonight are as follows. So you have, alright, you have the following games. Alright, so you have, hold on guys, sorry. Alright, games for tonight. I mentioned earlier the Heat Thunder game. I project the Thunder to win 111-102. Then another game from tonight. Let me see. Alright, another game from tonight. You have the Spurs and the Celtics. I project the Spurs to win 81-76. That's pretty much the good games from tonight. But there you go. I know it's low scoring, but I just think that the defense is going to be kind of good. Sometimes that just happens. So yeah, no show tomorrow. I'll see you on Friday or Saturday. Don't know yet, but I will see you then. Have fun tonight watching the St. Louis Marlins again. And hopefully it's a good season. I think it will be. But I'll see you guys later. So I will see you guys then. It's the SP Show.